All right, let's do this. All right, so I think I've seen a couple videos. More specifically, I think I saw Clint's video and I saw Zenosha's video. There could be more videos coming out about the refund. I claimed it as quick as I could because I didn't want there to be any, I basically didn't want to get screwed over by them messing up. So as you can see, I'm pretty much back to where I was when I first did my first video. So what happened, right? That's what this video is going to be about. No funny intros because I want this to be a little bit more serious. But I must say that this video has an MFO video coming after it, which is very true. Also has a UFO video that just came before it. So guys, please check those videos out because this video is 100% MFO. I definitely wanted to do a quick thing because I know that the last video is pretty long. It's about 50 minutes long and it's mostly talking about all the stuff of the gotcha practices. And it's funny that in that video we didn't talk about compensation and things of that nature. So I kind of wanted to wrap it up slightly, not wrap it up, but you know, talk about this game because now we're talking about Exos Heroes. That the MFO video was about gotcha games as a whole, but let's talk about this game, this community, and what just happened with their mistake. Because the first video that I dropped was just really me actually thinking that I can do a really quick funny summon video, you know, keep my algorithm up. You do that by, you know, just constantly keep producing content. So I was like, let me just keep my algorithm up by doing my free pull plus some Degas pulls. That's why that video still goes like that. It's me doing my free pull and then I was gonna do Degas pulls. But then I realized that I kind of got fucked and I was like, oh no. Lo and behold, I did predict, and I even my Discord is witness to this, is that I did predict, however, that it was very likely that we were gonna receive some type of compensation. And I told them, you guys should abuse not abuse it, but you guys should indulge into it while it's still up because it's likely that they're going to compensate you. And I said, hey, you guys don't have to do it, but take the risk. I'm taking the risk. I said I would have took the risk if I saw that it's still broken and engaged in it and spend the 700 ZEUZ that you most likely would get it back. And lo and behold, yes, you did get it back, but the way that they gave back the compensation is a little bit weird, to say the least. And it's not, I shouldn't even say weird. It's pretty much on the mark. I'd actually have to say that what they did was proper, right? I would say that it's proper. I guess that's the best thing that I think I could say it. But one thing that I do want to cover is that I did hear in my comment section, I think Clint mentioned it as well, is a false advertisement. And one thing that I wanted to kind of say, I have this video up right here. One thing that I do want to say is that false advertisement is a little bit tricky to prove, right? It's something that I think that I usually hear a lot, and not just from Clint and Zenos. I don't remember if Zenos said it, but I remember in 7 Deadly Sins, whenever there's a translation error, a lot of people will say, you know, like they were participating in false advertisement. They were, you know, deliberately trying to trick us. It was a setup. I honestly don't think, like, I think if I wanted to go into the depths of it, like I can think like, yes, they, you know, maybe they did do that and chance to do good karma. Because if you really think about it, could you theorize that it's possible that they made a mistake on purpose, then fixed it quickly to then show you that, you know, we're on top of this and made it look like they were the good guys? Could they have done that? Absolutely. That's, you know, the thing. But when it comes down to like false advertisement, and I think they also say something here, unethical advertisement, and I think there's one more, is puffery advertisement. Those three different type of things, like some of them, false advertisement I think is illegal. Ethics and advertisement, like it's a lot of different terminology as far as what happens. So this one is New York law, so I mean I live in New York, so I mean yeah, protects consumers from false advertisement. You have a right to receive truthful information about products and services. False advertisement is any advertising that is misleading in any significant way. It also includes failure to disclose certain information about the product or service. And then I just kind of clicked around here. I'm not trying to do like super law or anything like that, but false advertisement is the use of false, misleading, or unproven information to advertise product to consumers. A false advertisement can further be classified as deceptive if the advertiser deliberately misleads the consumer as opposed to making an honest mistake. And I think that that's very important because it's still possible that it is an honest mistake. And in order to say that it is false advertisement, you'd have to be able to prove that. And when these companies do make translation errors, it's very, very difficult for you to prove whether or not they had malicious intent behind it versus they actually made a mistake and they fixed it. That is why when they do find out stuff like this, and again, you could theorize that they were specifically trying to do that on purpose to gain good karma. I said the same thing with their $700 3 banner, whatever the hell it was called, that they could have purposely put that out to prove that we're listening, like in things of that nature. I don't think that that's the same thing as this. I think that this was a mistake. I do honestly think that it was an honest mistake. I don't think that it's false advertisement. But I also want to be clear that when Clint put out his video and he believes that it is false advertisement, that he is perfectly fine in thinking that it is. I think that some people are like, I see his like to dislike ratio is a little bit high, and it makes it seem as though, it's perfectly fine to think that, these companies are being shady, that they're not being 100% truthful, because we've seen some of their practices, we've seen how the stuff is. And, if you want to go take out, the MFO video, we advertise. I gotta advertise. I gotta get used to it. It's demonic, but it's what they do. See, I'm not false advertising. Not. So when it comes down to that, I just wanted to at least let people know that, in my opinion, my MFO, right? I can't say my MFO, it's already in the M. MFO, I don't think that it's false advertisement. I do think they made an honest mistake. Now, when it comes down to compensation, and I think that compensation is a completely different category of thing. Now, in order to prove good faith, I've said this in my Discord, obviously I'm just here to say it now. In order to prove good faith, you should always give above refund, in my opinion. It proves it proves to me that it was a mistake. And the last thing that I want coming out of your mouth is, out of the consumer's mouth, right, would be, here, I gave you back what I owed you, shut the fuck up. I think that that's not exactly what you want it to be, because if it does come down to that, people are just going to be like, well, fuck you, you the one that made the mistake. Yeah, I got what I wanted back, but you wasted my time, misled me, you treated me badly within the process. I've seen people right now so it's always good, in my opinion, as a business, to give back more. Show me that you really care about my feelings. Let's be honest, that's all it is. Because on paper, I think to prove that it's a mistake, all you have to do is just correct it. Did they correct it properly? Yes. I got 700 back because I spent 700. I got it exactly back, and they gave 300, I think, to everyone. Even in a more fucked up world, why did anyone else get 300? If anyone should have got 300, it would have been specifically me and those that are affected within that time frame. I also think that it's slightly fucked up because I think that they did not take the banner thing away. I think that you could have made an argument to them that, well, I didn't see the sign, I thought that it was just going to be free, I clicked on it and I summoned anyway, even after they took away all the fancy blinking and stuff like that, which I don't even think it's currently in the game right now. At least maybe it's not there for me. Let's just double check that. See, look, I don't have that recruitment thing that was there before. I go click on recruit and I go to premium recruit and it's not there anymore. I don't know if it's not there anymore because I did it already for the day. Now, I saw the other argument was pretty much on the lines of like, anyone that's in my category is not going to get the full event, which is technically true. We're not getting the full event. We were supposed to come in here and do this 3-day event, where we can kind of engage into that. But it's not as cool, I guess. That's the only way I can really think of it. It's not as cool as what it was, but now we missed technically a day of it, and we get this thing where we engaged in it, but we didn't get to engage in it in the same way. So I can understand why some people might be upset about it, but I don't want to say from a business standpoint, but I think that I don't know what standpoint it is, but I don't think they owe any additional, compensation. I do, however, believe that they should have gave it anyway. Now, here's what I said, and I said the same thing in my Discord. I think that they should have gave about 2,000 ZEUZ away to everybody. Any account, everyone they cancel it, everyone gets 2,000. Flat out. 2,000 just sounds good, doesn't it? It's 2 summons, which originally was my idea, was 1,400, just give everyone 1,400. And call it a day. But 2,000 just sounds a little bit better. It's like 100 off of that 3rd summon, right? Just sounds a little bit better. Reason being is, like I said, good faith. 2, it's not like they have a ZEUZ factory. It's not as though like they're like, if they give out too much ZEUZ to the community, then all of a sudden it's gonna be wrong. That's mostly when I was watching when Clinton's video. That's kind of his video. It's kind of like you feel like you got jaded, like you were excited about something, and then you kind of got like, oh sorry, here's this refund package instead. Like, I guess the best way to describe it is like, I go to a restaurant and I wanted to get my favorite meal, my hamburgers and fries, and on the plate, and with the drink and the fine glass and the experience. I wanted the experience. And then I went to the spot and I tried to get that, but the meat was rotten or the bread was rotten or whatever like that. And instead told me to, go outside and we'll get you that. And then now I get it in a takeout container and I got to eat it at home instead of being in the restaurant. That's pretty much what he's talking about. Like, and it's, damn, I kind of wanted to be within that experience. But I do think that instead, in that same example, you let me go back in the restaurant. You kind of give me that. You maybe give me like that little happy birthday, happy free little piece of cake. You kind of smooth it over. You go above and beyond, and you really sell me the experience that I was kind of happy about. Like, yeah, I didn't get the exact same experience, but you made it up. And they technically didn't make it up. They just pretty much made it even. They made it, resource even, and then gave us 300 on top of it. Just make it. It's kind of like bribery. Just if you're gonna do bribery, the 300 was basically bribery, right? Just go above. Just do it right. Bribe better. Do a better job at bribing. Like, you want everyone to be happy at the end of the day. The fact that there is a collective of people that are not happy just proves how shit your compensation is. If they would have gave away, let's say they gave the 700 back to everyone bang, and then they just gave you, now if they would have gave you a faded selector excluding the generals, that would have been cool. Or they would have gave you a coupon for pick one of the non-gold swimsuits or something like that. Who would be complaining now? Luckily, I mean, they did the maintenance, right? And we still got our clocks. Clocks and Levi stones. I don't see it. Maintenance, I honestly don't think that they have to give compensation for maintenance. It's like, you want the game to work well, right? So I don't know, but it is a accumulation of a lot of things. It becomes frustrating when so many things accumulate on top. But I do think that compensation is never necessary, but it's a gesture, and I think that you can definitely not agree with the gesture, but just keep in mind that they definitely don't necessarily have to do it. They refunded 700 to the people, and then they gave you 300 compensation on top of that for your transgressions. Now, I don't think that that's enough. Like I said, I think that they should have did at least 1400 and gave you an additional summon for being excited and going into it. And then I said 2000 just because it sounds like a fancy number. Just to be honest here, I think that is how it technically should have went down. It's just me. That's just my thoughts. You can disagree with me all you want. It is a slippery slope that these games make mistakes. Like there are games that are out now, AAA games with glitches all over the place, and I would think logically that a game that's updating frequently, constantly adding events, because if they don't do it, they'll get crucified, that there's going to be some that aren't going to come out squeaky clean, that there's going to be some mistakes, as there's going to be some type of level of, oh shit, we didn't look that over. And it could be something very basic to something very intricate. They're human beings. There's not a machine. There's not a magical AI that's doing this stuff. So my prediction was that some guy added something on top of it. Like, I know you guys know that, if you guys know some of coding, is that sometimes a code can work perfectly fine and then you add in something and then it just fucks up. I think that's kind of what happened. I have no proof of that. That's just my assumption. And like I said, all in all, they could have engineered this purposely to gain karma, 100%. It is definitely on the table. If you want that meal, go ahead and eat it. I'm just gonna eat this other meal, and whatever meal you guys are eating, let me know. What do you guys personally feel? Was it enough compensation? Do you feel like it's false advertisement? Like I said, I personally don't think that it's false advertisement. I do think that it falls under honest mistake. It's the same thing when you order the number 2 from the restaurant, and the number 2 is a hamburger, and then you pay for it, and then you go to the thing and they give you a chicken sandwich. And you can't say that. I mean, you could say like, oh, this is false advertisement. It's false advertisement. It's bullshit. You know, I would look that up as, oh, they messed up. Someone in the back messed up, or they switched my order with someone else's. Just give me back my order. And in that same regard, they can just give you that order, or they can give you the order plus an extra set of fries, or they can give you that fries and a meal, or a coupon for a free hamburger on your next visit or something like that. Some people kill compensation, bro. They kill that shit. And most gotchas don't. But they don't. But I think that they did okay. I give them like a scale of 1 to 10. I give them like a 4. Because they did the bare minimum and did it slightly above that. I give them a 4. And most of that is because of the quick response. What would have been the worst if they would have gave 5 summons away? 5, what is that? That's 3,500. That would have been the worst if they done that. Nothing. Literally nothing. Oh my God. Because of this mistake by the company, by the way, a lot of people were able to afford the beach costumes. Oh no. Oh no, what are we gonna do? Oh no. God forbid we get something good. God forbid they do the ultimate good. Whatever. But yeah. Shout outs to Clint, shout outs to Xenos. I watched, like I said, 2 people's videos that I watched, and there might be more. So I thought I'd come out with my video on the interpretation of things, of how I felt things were going. And like I said, I don't think that they're wrong. Some of them are, I think that they're just being just as passionate as I am. We want to see the game succeed, and when bad things happen in this game, it looks like, oh fuck, you know, we get those comments, we read those comments, we respond back to those comments. Anywho, hope you guys enjoyed. Look out for the episode coming on later on today. I do have to finish it fairly quickly because I got overnight tonight, so hopefully I can get that all together for you guys. It's gonna be a roughie, it's gonna be a toughie, but I wanted to get this video out. So make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. And of course, just remember that every day at the casino is your lucky day. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.